sent away.
Hey there, top to bottom at ya. Here we are, Garcia family. Got a late start to our garden session to this season, but we're not gonna let that stop us from what we gotta do. So we prepping our bins, cleaning them out, setting up our shelves, and getting that all set up. And then we're gonna take our soil and we're gonna start sifting it, because we have to be very careful to make sure there's nothing in the soil that can ruin our crops.
AKA bugs that don't belong there.
That smells very rich. It already smells like there's food in there.
It's supposed to be.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm.
When you was a kid, you were told never to play with dirt.
And I went on and started making mud pies, so I never paid attention to that rule. Very rich.
It smells good. It's real good. Smells good.
I mean, I don't see anything moving in here. Like, what am I supposed to be looking for?
The most you want to look for is the grub. Remember that white worm thing, the scatterbug?
Yeah.
Or the whatever it's called, the June bug style. That's what you want to see mostly, because that's what's mostly found in a lot of these bag soils. Are those June bugs. Beginners, which are called grubs, look like letter C's, and they're white. So those are the first ones you want to try to look for. Other than that, if you don't see any of that, then you're good.
All right. Okay, I'm ready. Well, we're gonna scoop some of this in. We checked the pH of the soil already. So now we're just gonna start filling up our pots. This one, I don't recall. What are we gonna do for this one? Which one is this one for?
That's the tomato.
This is gonna be our tomato bin. And so we'll come back.
One debt to society later.
All right, everyone. Welcome to the Tita B channel once again. And today's tip, as we started late with our gardening, we're going to advise or give you guys some tips on what we're doing. First and foremost, of course, we took from our last garden, okay, with the bad storm that we had, tore it down completely and destroyed it. So we just took bits and pieces together and said we're going to jimmy rig this thing this time. because at the end of the day, the frame doesn't matter. It's what the dirt does for your fruits, vegetables, and whatever it is that you're growing. Because at the end of the day, you're not eating the actual frame, you're going to be eating what actually comes out of the dirt. So don't mind the frame. You can joke about it, but guess what? When you see our fruits grow and our vegetables, then you might just be upset. All right. So we couldn't film while we was doing this before because, of course, it took all hands on deck. As you can probably see, we have netting and we have bars or some type of what I call a frame to keep it all intact. And the purpose of this is, as we come back, as we see, this is actual netting, the same kind of netting that you would use at your house to keep the flies out from going in the doorway. We put it on top of our bins to keep the bugs from flying in, because where we are, we call them Jumanji. We have all kind of bugs that fly, and we found out from last year's disaster from our garden, moths out here tend to bury themselves in the dirt so that they can continue growing and create the larvae so that they can actually reproduce. So this year I said, or we decided to find every possible way to cover it for now until the flower starts to bloom. And then of course we're going to build a complete tent around it. So of course in here we have our safer zone of the garden, because we're going to grow some tomatoes in there. And of course we're trying out a little project that we did last year, which was an indoor growing concept. We're going to try it out. The reason why we decided to use the pail is because, of course, at the end of the day, everything has a purpose. So if you can see, we started to use this pail here. So that mop pail, the red side, of course, is tomatoes, red for tomatoes. And even though the vegetation is has been killed off, you might be able to see that. We have some green peppers that we harvested and we tried to regrow. But due to the frost that came at the later end of the season, it started destroying it. So we're going to try to regrow that one there. We're going to see if it happens. And of course, let's just get a better picture and a better view of what is to come. Down in the bottom, we have down there, we have Roma tomatoes that, keeping our fingers crossed, will grow and be fruitful. And as we mentioned before, this one here, we're going to try to see if this actually becomes life again. As you see, we're going to see if it happens. We're just going to try it out, because at the end of the day, if it is treated correctly, it just may grow again. So till next time, this is our makeshift garden, and as they say, container growing, with the exception of tomatoes. This is truly a container growing concept, because of course we have containers that we are going to grow. And if you wanted to know, inside this bin we're going to have, if I'm not mistaken, we have cabbage. So all that in there is going to be cabbage. On this side here, we're going to have kale growing on this side. And we're going to have what they call bib or ball lettuce there. And of course, inside this blue container, we're going to grow peppers. Usually those are the fastest to grow. Hence the reason why we chose these for our container garden. And these are the tips and these are tricks that we're going to do. So hopefully you get to enjoy the actual journey. See you guys later.
Find your sense away.